Hello, welcome. Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you today with Amy Ruggieri with the Ruggieri Group and Rachel Dursey with Effortless Budgeting. We're going to be talking about today what we need to know about is we are chatting about money with kids, leading by example with our children and money, and all the other things that it comes with. How do we raise our kids to have great money mindset, healthy habits, and how do we even create those healthy habits for ourselves as we are teaching and modeling our kids? So I'll go ahead and I'm going to turn it over to Rachel. Rachel will introduce herself and get us kicked off. Thanks, Rachel.
Yeah, thanks, Amy. Hi, everyone. I'm happy to be here. My name is Rachel Dorsey. I'm a financial wellness coach, and my business is Effortless Budgeting. As Amy mentioned, just talking about like money and kids, you can't teach your kids unless you are modeling that behavior. So the reason that I messaged Amy earlier and wanted to have this conversation is because it was just really coming to light that when I'm meeting with my clients, oftentimes the first thing I'm talking to them about is their childhood and what sort of money conversations do you remember as a child? What did your parents teach you? How were your parents? And 100% of them have a very clear understanding of what finances were in their house as a kid. And sometimes it changed. Like sometimes they'll be like, I thought it was this, but then I realized it was this once I got a little bit older. But 100% of them are very aware of what's going on with their parents and money. So it just really was mind blowing to me, because a lot of parents think, okay, my kid's 2, 3, 4, whatever, like they don't know, like they're not really listening to what I'm saying. But I bet they are, because a lot of my clients will say, my mom spent money and hid it from my dad. My dad spent money and hid it from my mom. My parents argued about money. And I personally remember feeling a lot of anxiety around money before I had any idea what money even was used for as a kid. So, we all remember that. And I'm betting, like, if you're listening to this, you're thinking, well, what did my parents think about money? And I bet you have some type of money story from a child that you remember. It's just so modeling that. So like if you are somebody who does spend money and hide it from your spouse, your kids are seeing that, and they're recognizing that money means like maybe like anxiety, like I shouldn't be doing this, so I shouldn't be sharing this. Money means problems. Like, I mean, even as kids, they know it's not good to lie, right? I mean, that's what you're teaching them, don't lie. And so I just wanted to just like point it out and make sure like folks realize that what you're doing around money, if your kids are present, or even if they're not literally in the room, they're recognizing it. There's a good chance that 20, 30 years later, they're going to be in a similar situation that you're in, because that's what you're modeling to them.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember probably 3 or 4 years ago, our now 8-year-old, we were at Target and he wanted to redecorate his room. And we're in the section where all the, like plushies are, and there's all the Minecraft stuff. And he loves video games. Both of our boys love video games. And he said, hey, I want to go ahead and I want to buy this stuff for my room. And he knows I love decorating. I mean, that's my weakness, buying flowers and plants and decorating. That's my weakness. And I remember him saying to me, and I don't know where he picked this up from, because I don't know that I actually have ever mentioned it, or it wasn't like, I was shocked. But anyways, he said, just use the red credit card, my Target card, right? And he said, Dad doesn't look at that one. Dad doesn't know about that one, which he does know about. And I said to him, honey, Daddy knows everything about all the money. Like, he's the one that pays that bill. And it was shocking to me that he was probably like 6 at the time. And he said to me, oh yeah, just do it. He won't find out about that if we use that one. Blown away.
Yeah.
That was a thing. And maybe I did say it at one point. I don't know. I don't remember saying it. I'm not a big hider of money, because he pays for, like, my husband pays all the bills in our household. But I was like, wow, that blows my mind.
So, I mean, he could have even heard it at school, like from another kid, like maybe another kid said, "Ooh, my mommy bought this because daddy's never going to know about it," or whatever. So that's
Yep.
very real. Yeah.
Target's that's a sneaky one. I feel like
Yeah.
that's where a lot of kids pick up.
Yeah. I feel like if we could all just stop going, I'll tell you, to be completely off subject, but during the pandemic, like in the beginning, when I literally wasn't leaving my house, I started shopping online. And so I wasn't going to Target and browsing. I was going to buy toilet paper and paper towels or whatever it is I needed, and that was it. So
Yeah.
I saved lots of money because I wasn't going into the store. But anyway, I just, just going back to the kids, I 110% believe that it is very important to include your kids in the conversation. That doesn't mean that you need to get out your bank account and write down everything and give it to them and help, but start having those conversations and make them healthy, positive conversations with your significant other, or, if you live with an aunt, or, whoever is in your house, start having positive money conversations. Just start by, hey, how much is in the account this month? Okay, that's cool. We have enough for this. Or, you know what, we probably shouldn't spend this because maybe we're a little bit low this month. But just start having those simple conversations with your kids present, no matter how old they are. That can be a very simple conversation. And then, I'm a big proponent for giving kids their own money. We're working for it. Again, it needs to be age appropriate, of course. Don't expect your 3-year-old to go mow your lawn. But have them do something. I mean, just come up with something that is important to them, or something maybe they need to work on, or something they really enjoy doing, and give them a little bit. And then that's their money and they can spend it on what they want, but make sure you're just talking to them about what that means. Okay, you have $5. So if you want to spend this thing for $5, you totally can, but just keep in mind, you will have $0 left at the end. And how long did it take you to save up this $5? Like, that's going to take you that much longer. And if at the end of the day, they decide they want that $5 thing, great. But you got to start small, and you definitely need to start with the adults in the home. So like the adults in the home need to be on the same page. You all need to be having positive conversations around money. So if you're in a bad place with that, that's really where you need to start, because I'm promising you, your kids are picking up on it. And even if there's just tension and you feel like you're whispering, and kids pick up on so many more things than we give them credit for. And I mean, we all know, like, we've heard kids say crazy things, which sometimes can be embarrassing.
My kids want to sell everything around our house. They hear us. So we run our own business. So, they know you work and then you get paid for the work that you do. And then you have to have more work to earn more money. So they get that. And they'll go through their room and they'll come downstairs and go, "Mom, I don't want this anymore. I want something new. Go sell it." And because they see me selling things on, I use Facebook Marketplace, and we do that regularly. And when they sell something of theirs, their money goes into their wallet. Each one of them got their own wallet for their 5th birthday, and they're responsible for that money, and if you lose it, you lose it. Obviously, I'm helping them, like you're saying, along the way, but it's very interesting. They catch it and they pick up on it a lot earlier than I think we realize.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I love the selling. That's also a great idea. It could be selling. It also could be donating. And so like, I also am a big proponent for like teaching children to give, whether that be your time or money or whatever. And so it could be like, maybe you have a yard sale or whatever, and they can pick out how many ever items they want to sell it, or a marketplace. They sell it, they get that money. Whatever they don't sell, it can be up to them. You can make, if you decide to donate this, we'll take it. And mom or dad will give you $1, whatever, for every item that you are willing to donate. And that might, and pick something that is important to them, right? If they like really don't care about, animals or whatever, like, don't pick that type of a charity. But if there's a charity that, could be really impactful for them, and they want to donate some used books or something that they have, encourage that by giving them a little bit for each of those items. I think that is a really great thing. Yeah.
I love that. Well, and that's such a great thing to be able to teach too and model, because I know with our boys, we're really big on when we donate, we go multiple times per year down to the Haven of Rest, and we donate, and I take them with us with myself, and because I want them to see, and we talk about, not
Mhm.
everybody has these, you know, some
Mhm.
kids,
Yeah.
they don't have, you know, they don't get to go to the store and pick out their clothing or their jackets or
Mhm.
their toys, and blessing others is really being a good steward of money. You
Mhm.
know, we
Mhm.
say save, give, spend, and
Mhm. Yeah.
having those separate buckets of money, actually
Mhm.
visually, they are
Mhm.
separate,
Yeah.
so that they pick up on that, because that is being a good steward of money
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
doing that.
I
So
agree. And as an adult too, it's important for you to remember that too, that not
yeah,
everybody, even though you might feel very stressed about money, you might feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck, you might be trying to pay off a lot of debt, you still are in a better place than so many people. And so keeping that in your own mind will help, hopefully you have a better, a more positive outlook on your own financial situation, which again, will display to your children. So, you know, have those thoughts again, like your kids are going to go by what you're doing. So have positive thoughts, have positive conversations, you know, talk about money, make it a normal conversation too. You know, there's so many people, you know, that are like, oh, we don't talk about money. We don't ask
yeah,
people about it. Don't talk about it. Don't.
right.
And I think, I know Amy, you feel the same way, but I think that that's unfortunate. You know, we can just learn so much from each other if we're talking about money. And so we don't want to raise another generation that is afraid to talk about money.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that is definitely a more of a generational thing. I know I was raised that way. You don't talk
Mhm.
about money, you don't ask about it. There was never any questions, you know, and even the fact of we don't have money, that was always kind of the, we don't have it, we don't have it, we don't have it.
Mhm.
So then that builds that scarcity
Mhm.
mindset.
Right.
And that could be as equally as unhealthy
Yeah.
in doing that. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, so
Mhm.
big. Is there any resources or anything that you have? Maybe school's going to be out soon, maybe a summer, you know, idea of how we could be working with our kids and money and having those conversations. Anything that pops to your mind, Rachel?
Gosh, I mean, there's so many things which we've already talked a little bit about. Some things. I think having a yard sale is super fun. That's just me.
Lemonade
Um,
stands.
Yep, having a
Yeah,
lemonade stand, having that along, or anything, like have your kids bake cookies. I mean, something. I know that sometimes that can be weird now with COVID, but
I know,
you know, have
right?
them try to think of something that they can do it, because it's also so important to, there's so many things, but it's so important to hone in on what they're good at too. Like, what are they good at? Can they make bracelets? Like, you know, can they make jewelry? Like, are there other things that they can do that people might want? And you put that on a yard sale and you put a cute kid in front of it, like, you know,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
it's going to sell. And so it encourages them to go and continue to do the things that they're good at and that they love doing. And it also shows them like, oh, I can do something and make money from this. So I think that's a great idea. Like, have some type of a yard sale, allow them to pick out whatever they want within reason, of course, to sell at the yard sale, and then see if there's something they can do. And maybe it's making lemonade. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be something crazy, but you know, what is interesting for them that maybe they're good at, have them make something and sell that as well. And they can keep all that money. But then you've got to have that conversation with, okay, but what do we do with this money, you know, and how much do things cost? And there's so much that goes into that, which we don't have time for. But I do think it's so important that at a young age, you start giving them their own money and helping them understand. And you can even say like, okay, we're going to buy new shoes. Mom has $50 and that's all I'm going to spend. If you cannot find a pair of shoes for that much and you want to spend more, then you need to use your own money. And that's fine. Then you can buy a more expensive pair, but it's your money. Above and beyond, you know, that $50.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
I
I love that.
just having those conversations, you just have to talk about it, and give them a chance to take their own money and use it for something that they want by
Yeah.
using it and using teachable moments in there.
Yeah, yeah, and that's such a great example. Like I think about, and then we'll wrap up with this, is I know I grew up with, we did thrifting for our clothes. I still thrift. I don't buy
Oh
anything
yeah.
brand
Oh
new.
yeah.
I got this
Great.
little dress on that I spent $3 at a yard sale last
Nice.
Friday. I love it. I got a little jacket that I spent $7 on. 4 or 5 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
I love it. And even going with them and teaching them, hey, you could go to the store, you could buy these brand new, or maybe we could shop around a little bit and be patient. And then now you have money freed up to use for more fun things.
Yep.
And just being creative with them about it.
Yes,
And, you know,
be creative.
yeah, you know, it's no shame. Nobody would ever know.
Right.
Nobody's going to make fun of you, although maybe with kids that's a little different. But, you know, yeah, I think that it's being creative is always really fun. It gets the wheels turning, and that's so healthy for kids. It's just getting the wheels turning. So,
and just remember, lead by example. If you're not doing it, your kids aren't going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're not going to be perfect right out the gate.
Of
you
course.
know, so for some of us, this is a journey. It's new for us. It's going to be hard. It's going to feel fun. And then it's going to feel defeating. And then it'll be fun again. It's just a roller coaster.
Yeah.
But there's definitely more ups than downs.
Yes.
And so that's what's important to focus on.
Yep,
Thank you so much, Rachel. I love these
thanks,
chats. It's always so fun and exciting. Share with everyone real quick before we wrap up. Where can we find you? Where can we follow you?
Sure. I'm on Instagram and Facebook, both just search for Effortless Budgeting. And then my website is effortlessbudgeting.com. And on there you can schedule a free consultation or just reach out to me with some questions.
Awesome. Thanks. And you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. I have just my personal Facebook account, Amy Ruggieri, and then we run a free resource group called Smart Money Moves. Dash the Ruggieri group that is on Facebook. And I love your community that you have on Facebook too, Rachel. I'm following, I'm on there every day, seeing what you're posting, learning so much. Such a great resource. So thank you for putting that together for us.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Your Facebook group is also great. So I highly recommend joining that.
Awesome. All right, guys, that'll wrap us up. Until next week, we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye, Rachel.